Fractals, with their infinite complexity and self-similar structures, offer a profound lens through which we can explore the intricate dynamics of natural and mathematical patterns. These recursive entities are not just mathematical curiosities, but are fundamental to understanding various phenomena in nature, from the branching of trees to the formation of coastlines. By examining fractals through the lens of triadic dynamics, we can gain deeper insights into the relationships and behaviors that govern their formation and evolution. This exploration will delve into the interconnectedness, reinforcement, causality, nonlinearity, inclusivity, conjoined behavior, harmonic relationships, convergence, combination, association, and integration within fractal structures. Each triadic relationship offers a unique perspective on how fractals maintain their intricate patterns across different scales, revealing the underlying principles that ensure their coherence and complexity. Coexistence in fractals is exemplified by self-similar patterns that repeat across different scales, ensuring that the structure observed at any scale remains consistent with structures at other scales. At the macro level, patterns are mirrored at intermediate and micro levels, creating identical mathematical descriptions across these scales. This implies that analyzing any level of the fractal provides insights into all other levels, emphasizing the inherent unity and consistency across scales. The interconnectedness and repetition highlight the fractal's ability to maintain coherence, regardless of the level of magnification. Reinforcement in fractals involves iterative processes where each iteration produces a more refined version of the pattern. The macro pattern generates intermediate patterns through a series of iterative steps, which further refine into micro patterns. When these micro patterns are scaled up, they reinforce and enhance the understanding of the macro pattern. This iterative reinforcement creates a feedback loop, showcasing the dynamic and recursive nature of fractals, where each level influences and is influenced by the others, leading to an increasingly detailed and complex structure with each iteration. Causal relationships in fractals are seen in their construction process, where each step leads to the creation of the next. The initial pattern causes the formation of the next level pattern, which then leads to finer details. If the initial pattern is absent, the finer details cannot exist. This causality clearly maps out the dependency. The initial pattern sets the framework for all subsequent patterns, leading directly to the formation of intermediate and finer details. This emphasizes the sequential and dependent nature of fractal generation, where each step is crucial for the next. Nonlinear behavior in fractals arises from their recursive and self-referential nature. The macro pattern directly influences the micro details, which in turn influence intermediate features. If the macro pattern is missing, the micro details will also be absent, disrupting the intermediate features. This nonlinear relationship highlights the interconnected dependencies within fractal structures, where changes at one level ripple through to others in a nonlinear fashion. Understanding these nonlinear dependencies is crucial for grasping the complex behavior of fractals. Inclusive behavior in fractals is about how each level contributes to and includes elements of other levels. The macro pattern leads to the formation of intermediate patterns, which result in the creation of micro details. These micro details, in turn, enhance and include elements of both the macro and intermediate patterns. This inclusivity showcases how each level of a fractal not only generates the next, but also encapsulates elements of both the previous and subsequent levels, creating a holistic and interconnected structure. Conjoined behavior in fractals highlights the interconnectedness of patterns at different levels. The intermediate pattern requires the presence of both the macro pattern and the micro details. The macro pattern leads to the formation of the intermediate pattern, and the micro details also contribute to its development. This conjoined relationship shows how each level of a fractal is interdependent, with the intermediate pattern being a result of the interaction between the macro and micro patterns, emphasizing the fractal's intricate web of connections. Harmonic relationships in fractals illustrate how different scales combine to influence each other. The combination of macro and intermediate patterns produces micro details, while the combination of macro and micro patterns influences intermediate patterns. Moreover, the combination of intermediate and micro patterns completes the understanding of the macro pattern. This harmonic interaction can be visualized as a symbiotic relationship within fractals, where different scales harmonize to create the overall structure. Each level's influence on the others ensures a balanced and coherent fractal form. Convergent behavior in fractals is about how each level of the pattern supports and reinforces the entire structure. The macro pattern, leads to the emergence of both intermediate and micro patterns. Intermediate patterns contribute to the overall structure and the formation of finer details. In turn, micro details contribute to both intermediate and macro patterns. This convergence can be visualized as mutual reinforcement, where each level ensures the integrity of the overall structure. This convergent behavior illustrates the mutual reinforcement and interdependence of different scales within fractals, ensuring the coherence and stability of the entire fractal structure. Combination behavior in fractals explores the exclusive relationships between patterns at different levels. The macro pattern combines with the absence of the intermediate pattern to form the micro details. Similarly, the intermediate pattern and the absence of micro details lead to the macro pattern, and the micro details and the absence of the macro pattern lead to the intermediate pattern. This combination highlights the intricate and exclusive relationships between different levels of fractals, where the presence and absence of certain patterns determine the formation of others. These exclusive or relationships illustrate how specific combinations of patterns and their absences at various levels uniquely influence the emergence and structure of fractals. Association in fractals examines the complex relationships between patterns at different levels through exclusive connections. The intermediate pattern and the absence of the macro pattern combine to form the micro details. The intermediate pattern and the absence of micro details lead to the macro pattern. Additionally, the combination of the macro pattern and micro details results in the formation of the intermediate pattern. This association underscores the intricate interdependencies and connections between different levels of fractals, where the presence and absence of patterns at one level influence the structure and formation of patterns at other levels, revealing a web of interconnected relationships. Integration in fractals focuses on how different levels integrate to form a cohesive structure. The macro pattern leads to the formation of the intermediate pattern, excluding the absence of the micro details. Similarly, the micro details lead to the intermediate pattern, excluding the absence of the macro pattern. The combination of the macro pattern and the micro details results in the formation of the intermediate pattern. This integration underscores the cohesive and interdependent nature of fractal structures, where different levels integrate to form a unified whole. This seamless integration highlights the holistic and interconnected essence of fractals, where every level plays a crucial role in maintaining the overall structure's integrity and coherence. The triadic examination of fractal dynamics reveals the profound interconnectedness and complexity inherent in these structures. By understanding how coexistence, reinforcement, causality, nonlinearity, inclusivity, conjoined behavior, harmonic relationships, convergence, combination, association, and integration manifest in fractals, we gain valuable insights into their self-similar and recursive nature. These relationships illustrate the delicate balance and intricate dependencies that allow fractals to maintain their coherence across scales. As we uncover these patterns, we not only enhance our appreciation of the beauty and complexity of fractals, but also enrich our understanding of the natural and mathematical worlds. This exploration underscores the importance of triadic dynamics in unraveling the secrets of fractals, providing a comprehensive framework for analyzing and interpreting these fascinating structures.